Hey, what's going on, guys? It's EJD715 from the vinyl community. I'm doing an entry now. I usually don't do contests, but I'm doing my own contest right now as well. So I figured, all right, I'm gonna start doing other people's contests. Some of them, I don't know. Some of the contests I can't get into them. There's nothing that I'm really interested in their, whether it be what their subject matter is or their prizes. I'm just not interested in them, so I don't enter them. I let somebody else that wants those prizes get into them. All right, this one's for our buddy Steve, the Harmless Rebel. I'm gonna do 3 entries. He said he have 3 things on his list. The first things first. He's got 3 things: a guilty pleasure, an album, or CD, whatever, guilty pleasure. 2, your favorite B-sides, which I have multiple things to show on 7-inch. I mean, there's countless CDs with B-sides on them that were never released on the original album, but then re-released on, reissues or remastered versions, whatever, what have you. And then a really cool packaging, which I have a really cool thing for that. So let's first things first. Let's get started with the packaging first. All right, and in 2004. This band came out with what I think was their best record, and I think a lot of people agree with me. This band just recently decided to call it quits. One of the members is in Flotsam and Jetsam now. The guitar player is in Anthrax right now. The lead singer lives in St. Louis now and has a family. I don't know what the bass player or the rhythm guitar player are doing. With that said, this band was on the brink of becoming huge and became pretty big for a little bit, but they made a couple records and they didn't sell, and then they just kind of went down their path kind of went to a lack of popularity. I mean, however, they made 3 really good albums. The one I'm about to show is their best, and I'm glad I bought the cool box set for it. If you want to talk about packing, this is awesome packing. So Steve, check this out. The band is Shadows Fall. In 2004, they came out with The War Within in this cool 5.56 ammo box. This is a military issue M60. It's for M60, M73 rounds. I think it's 5.56 or 223. Yeah, 7.62. Sorry, it says right there 7.62. Right there. It's really dusty. That's why it came from the warehouse. Anyways, it's rusty and shit. However, I had it autographed in 2012 by the band, or 3 of the members of the band. I have Jonathan Donis, Brian Fair, and I believe the rhythm guitar player, Matt. I can't remember his last name. I can't remember his last name. That's him right there. So this is their 2004 album, The War Within. I bought this box set. It was a limited pressing of, I think, 500. It's numbered on the bottom. Oh, sorry, 1,000. This is number 146 of 1,000. It's really rusty, so it's almost like you need a tetanus shot to open this damn thing. I've opened this thing like 2 or 3 times, but I've never taken the contents out. Really, I've kind of rearranged the contents. But let's see what we have. Let me show you what's inside. I get the damn thing open. It's like rusted shut, man. Oh wow, it's really rusted bad in there. Whew, it's tetanus shot. Okay, so luckily I put everything in the Century Media bag that it came with. I should really probably wash this thing out or something, because this bag is full of rust, as you can see. All right, but inside are the good contents. Inside the Century Media bag, you have a still sealed copy of the Shadows Fall album, War Within, with the sticker on the top. It's kind of come off. I won't put it back in there. I really need to do something with this box, though. Alright. You get a Shadows Fall bumper sticker. You get a Shadows Fall poster for the War Within. And these things go for like $100 on Discogs now. I think it was 40 or 50 bucks new. There's your poster with the band, and then the poster of The War Within. Man, this is... Can't believe how rusty this thing has gotten. Jeez. Wow. Crazy. Alright. I ordered I think it's an extra large. Oh, it's a large. Large t-shirt. Shadows Fall, and then in the back is The World Within Myself, all as one. Never wore any of this stuff. I never even barely opened this. I remember putting in this bag because I was worried it was going to get all rusty. And lo and behold, even in the bag it got rusty. Came with a War Within number 145 dog tag to go with the 145 on the ammo box out of 1,000. And it came with a War Within Shadows Fall pick. There's Shadows Fall, the pentagram on the back. So that's it for the Shadows Fall War Within box sets from 2004, which I think I've opened that thing up 2, maybe 3 times. I'm gonna have to do something about that rust issue. I didn't think it was rusting like that. I mean, it's been inside for all these years, and it's still rusting away inside. Weird. Okay. So that's one of 3. The second thing is the guilty pleasure, you may say. This one I'm going to have to admit, it's pretty embarrassing. But anybody that was a kid in the late 80s, like myself, knows who this chick is. She was hot, she had a really good voice. So, yeah. I always thought her voice was really killer. So later on in life, I bought these records. The one track especially, which I have the 45 here, which I'll first start with the actual album. The album is Tell It to My Heart by Taylor Dayne. Another reason I have this is my wife likes 80s music too, especially 80s female artists. But come on, guys, let's face it. Taylor Dayne was, for 1988, was stupid hot and had an amazing voice. So I always liked the title track of this record. The other big hit was Don't Rush Me, which I didn't really care for that one all that much. Very poppy. I mean, this is bubblegum almost to the max, but Taylor Dayne's voice makes up for it. She had a very unique vocal style. So I have that, and to add insult to injury, I actually have I bought this at an antique store, the 45 for Tell It to My Heart. It actually has the B-side is the song as an instrumental. The sleeve is kind of torn. Yeah, it's actually pretty badly torn, but it's got the B-side's the instrumental. Kind of cool. I mean, come on, guys. Who in 1988 didn't think Taylor Dayne was hot? I was a 10-year-old kid and I fucking had a boner for her. Come on, go figure, right? Really. Alright. Enough of the guilty pleasure. I digress. The other thing I have are... I have 3/4 other 7 inches with awesome B-sides on them. They're all metal, so we'll get to it. These were never released on a full-length album, so these count as my 3rd entry into Steve's contest. First one is Ex Mortis' Immortality Made Flesh, which is one of the songs off their last album, Slave to the Sword, but the B-side is a cover of Judas Priest's Free Will Burning, and they do a killer job. If you guys haven't heard this band, this is the next wave of thrash metal from the United States. These guys are killer. They're in their mid-20s. They've got a lot of potential. Their guitar work is incredible. If you guys haven't heard this band, Ex Mortis, do yourself a favor and check out their last album called Slave to the Sword. It's an amazing, amazing work on the fretboard album. I mean, the guitars are just crazy good on them. Production is killer. It's on Prosthetic Records. This actually is on Prosthetic Records as well. This was a limited pressing of 500. I'm really glad to have this. I bought this at their show. It was, I believe, like $5 or something. So, pretty kick-ass. Another one I have is like these are 2 of my favorite bands, by the way. Okay, Scott Waters always asks me if I like death metal, and I do like death metal, but I don't like the brutal stuff. I like what people would coin as the Gothenburg sound, like the Swedish death metal, the more melodic stuff. The Finnish stuff I like a lot. Some Norwegian black metal, it depends on who it is. But really it's the Swedish stuff that really does it for me. Two of my favorite bands are Swedish death metal bands. Movem is Dark Tranquility. This is the Memory Construct. These are two songs that never made their last album, Construct. It's got the track A Memory Construct and Sorrow's Architect. And it comes on cool red vinyl too as well. So I picked this up at their show in 2014. This was an exclusive tour-only 7-inch, so I picked it up. Picked up one copy. I kind of wish I would have picked up two, but oh well. And my third for the 7-inch entry / B-sides entry is from one of my other favorite Swedish death metal bands. They're from Stockholm, but they have more of the melodic tone. Their early stuff is more brutal, very much in the American like Deicide vein, Morbid Angel vein. But after about 1995, they got really melodic, sounding very much like Carcass, or what else they sound like. I guess Carcass would be a really good thing, especially in their like mid to late 90s material. And then they start going back in a little bit more of the brutal stuff. They've kind of gone back and forth since about year 2000 in terms of what kind of death metal they are. If they're brutal, they're melodic, they mix it up, and they do even some gothy stuff too. Even some like Pink Floyd-y kind of stuff on a couple of their albums. But the band is Hypocrisy, and they did a 7-inch. They've actually did 3 colors of this. They did a pink, they did a yellow, and they did a green. This is a green. There you go, and there's the green vinyl. It's for two punk tracks. One is Too Drunk to Fuck, and the other one is They Lie. Too Drunk to Fuck is from Dead Kennedys, and They Lie is from The Exploited. You can see it on the back cover here. They have like a picture on there, and they have like the Hypocrisy, like a Dead Kennedys logo there. You can see it at the top. This is actually a pretty cool EP. I think I bought it from Nuclear Blast. It was $10. This came out in 2013. I had to get a better sleeve for this, but pretty cool piece. Hypocrisy's Too Drunk to Fuck, 7-inch, with They Lie from, was it Discharge I said? They Exploited on the other side. So yeah, those are my 3 entries for the Harmless Rebel, our buddy Steve's contest. I got the cool packaging with the Shadows Fall. I got my guilty pleasure with the Hottie Taylor Dane. And I got 3 7-inch B-sides, which were never included on a regular release album, with the Dark Tranquility, the Hypocrisy, and the Ex Mortis 7-inches. So Steve, you got a really cool contest. I'm really happy to have entered it, and congratulations on 300, buddy. And keep the VC going. Thank you guys. Thanks for watching.